them. True liberation. They have to have an army of men to protect them and their babies. And there should only be one queen in a city together with an army of men who bring prosperity to the queen and cooperates as a national team, a national city team, without any democracy, but with a lot of love and care, because that queen loves all her men like if they were her children, like a man would never ever be able to do. And that is the true way of living, the true biological way of living. And as long as that is not what you are talking about, and as long as you point fingers at Bonnie Blue, or what is her name, and say that she is taking in too much energy, that is not good. And that is also true, but you know, everything has been turned upside down, perverted and twisted a little bit. So we cannot find back to the true way of living. It's not good to have many men in this kind of disgusting world, because the energy is disgusting, narcissistic. I agree. It might not be good, but it might be necessary to heal that way. But the disgusting part about these porn stars is that they are not married to the men, and the men do other disgusting stuff with other women. A woman should be the only thing that religion is about, the woman and the children, to protect the children, and let the woman educate her children without a whole village have to interfere. How can you cook a meal and then have so many cooks to help you cook the meal? The meal will be spoiled, right? So she have to raise her kids in peace. That's the only way for her to have an opportunity to raise a kid that is a good person.
You stop seeing the good in people and you see them for exactly who they are, and then you can make a decision from alignment, not survival. And since betrayal is the fastest way to show you whose frequency you've outgrown, that means that you'll often enter into long periods of isolation more than anyone else around you. The isolation isn't just the after.
So I agree that in today's world, it's better to isolate yourself. But it's not what we are supposed, it's not the way we are supposed to live. It is not the way we are supposed to live. Maybe women are supposed to live like that, but without children, it doesn't make sense. Maybe women were supposed to spend a lot of time alone in order to govern society. She has to look within. But it's not a man's job. So many of these things are generalizations that doesn't work for both sexes. And as long as you don't distinguish between men and women when you teach spirituality, then you will give messages into this world that is very contradictions. You will present many contradictions in what you are saying. Onaileva, do you understand?
aftermath of betrayals, it's also a sacred portal for you to get connected to your soul and your internal reality. The universe will pull you away from all your distractions so you can actually start to hear the voice of your soul. It forces you to become the master.
And then some people, they think they are spiritual just if they sit with a crystal, or if they read a lot of books about spirituality. Listen, that is not spirituality. Spirituality is a physical and emotional and intellectual process within each person integrating with life. It has to be experienced while integrating in life. And then sometimes you can sit down and meditate upon it all. That is how I regard spirituality. Through own life experience, you have to not necessarily be very social, because being social nowadays is just blah, 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 blah. There's nothing in it. Or, oh yes, I agree. Oh yes, I agree. They are so stupid. No, that is not to be social. Or focusing on, oh, what did you do the last summer? We were on this holiday. Oh, see, look at my house. See what I have. It's superficial. But as soon as you start to walk around among people with open eyes and open ears, with the intention, conscious intention, to want to understand things going on in life on a deeper level, then you are considered spiritual. And a spiritual person is not a person that knows anything. A spiritual person is a person that is looking for the truth, want to find the truth. A spiritual person is searching for the truth. That's all. Kundalini is, you are not in doubt whether or not you have Kundalini awareness, because it is felt like a snake. And in my case, I felt that every tiny aspect of not only my karma, but my tissue everywhere in my body was a snake. In that very moment when I had my first Kundalini awakening. Right? And I had one only. And then I had small in openings of my brain where I thank the Kundalini for, thank you for enlightening me about this. That is also Kundalini, but not at such a big, not such a like, I don't know the word in English, sorry. But it's like, just like, it doesn't matter. When I cannot express it, then I cannot express it with words in English. I will say it in Danish for the Danish listeners. Det var bare ikke så, altså når man får den der allerførste Kundalini rejsning, kalder man det. Jeg ved ikke, hvorfor man kalder det rejsning, det er jo nok fordi mænd styrer verden. Men så er det sådan meget stor oplevelse. Men som det kommer senere hen, så bliver det oplevet som mindre man betragter det som en kundalini-rejsning i form af det er mere på et mere mildt niveau, så at sige, at man bare sådan, aha, og den der aha-oplevelse er simpelthen bare så øjenåbne, så man bliver nødt til at takke den der kundalini-slange for at have undervist en i det. Ikke? Og så er det jo, altså der er ens spirituelle udviklingsproces, men jeg ved ikke, hvorfor man kalder det udviklingsproces, fordi det er jo ting, som man allerede ved, og allerede har tænkt og følt, og allerede tror på, men man får de der kundalini-oplevelser, hvor det virkelig bliver oplevet, som, altså der kommer noget ekstra, det bliver oplevet som det bedste måltid mad, man nogensinde har spist, med de lækreste krydderier, altså som sådan en fysisk velvære og følelse af højere form for indsigt og højere form for forståelse af det, man allerede vidste og følte, man vidste. Altså det er ligesom et bevis. Man får ligesom en overnaturlig-agtigt følelse af et bevis på sagen, på det, man allerede godt vidste var sandt.
Your own emotions because you don't have anything outside of you to self-regulate. And the only way for your frequency capacity to be expanded for the wealth and fame that's coming in is through the shadow side, which is why betrayal and isolation precedes your quantum leap. More time.
Yeah, but it's not good for the brain, so I'm not always sure about these spiritual statements. Now I want to stop the video.